What is up, everybody? It's your boy Chris Cage coming at you 2 times, and we got a weekly race video for y'all. Today is the return of Realistics versus Fantasy. Earlier, I picked 30 random Realistics and Fantasy cars to go up against each other for another chance of bragging rights. And if you're asking yourself this one question, where will they be racing on? Well, ladies and gentlemen, they'll be racing on this. It's the return of the down and back crash zone. I haven't done a race on this in a while, but it is about time I actually bring it back. So I'm pretty sure you know how Realistics versus Fantasy style racing goes. Unlimited amount of rounds. The one with the most cars eliminated. Well, no, not the one with the most cars eliminated. The one with the least amount of cars eliminated. Which means that he has to eliminate the opponent's entire 30-car set is declared the winner. Now it's time to actually get these cars on the down and back crash zone. And it's time to see which group of cars are going to survive. Will it be Realistics or will it be Fantasy? It's time for the first round to begin. It's time to start the first round of Realistic versus Fantasy. The winning team moves on. The loser goes in their respective buckets. It's time to get racing. Camaro versus Road Racket. Alright, so Road Rocket gets the win for Fantasy cars. Next up is 47 taking on Pagani Huayra Roadster. Right, to the zip. 40-something moves on. Next is Fast Fish taking on Volkswagen Caddy. Alright, well, Fast Fish is the third Fantasy car moving on. So far, Fantasy cars 3, Realistic cars zip. Next we got Rising Heat taking on... Matter of fact, let me fix Rising Heat for a second here. Here we go. Had to raise his splitter up. Rising Heat taking on the Golf Mark 7. Volkswagen Golf Mark 7 is the first Realistics car to win. Alright, so we have Integra taking on the Dragster. Wow, Dragster makes it 4-1. Next up, 11 Dodge Charger taking on Splitting Image. $11 Dodge Charger RT makes it 2-4. Next up, we got the 2001 GT Racer taking on the Mustang Box 302 Laguna Seca. And yeah, the GT Racer was involved in an extreme battle with, what's the car called? Rocket Oil Special, so that's why it looks chipped up like that. Chipped up or not, this racer is fast. It makes it 5-2 for Fantasy cars. Next up, we have Battle Spec taking on 07 Chevy Tahoe. '07 Chevy Tahoe gets the win. Next up, we have Limousine taking on Chrysler 300C. It goes to Limousine. Alright, next up, we have Diesel Boy taking on F355 Challenge. Diesel Boy wins, giving Fantasy Cars a huge lead. We got Double Vision taking on Dodge Charger Drift. Looks like Double Vision actually just lost control over there, so he's out. Dodge Charger Drift gets the win. It's now 4-7 in favor of Fantasy Cars. Actually, I should switch this up. Sorry. Alright, here we go. We have the Mercury Cougar taking on Sinistra. It is the Mercury Cougar getting the win. And thank God this car won on my channel instead of a different one. I gotta switch them again. Alright, here we go. Ford Ranchero taking on the side draft casting. No brainer. Side draft. 8-5 in favor of Fantasy. Alright, next up, Semi-Cycle taking on the Dodge Concept Car. Dodge Concept Car gets the win, putting real cars at 6-8. We have a 1993 GT Racer taking on the 50th anniversary Zamac Olds 442. Need to reset it again. Try it again. Well, it looks like the Olds 442 just wiped out over in the turn, so it goes to the GT Racer. We got 67 Shelby GT 500 taking on GP 2009. '67 Shelby GT 500 gives Realistics Cars a win. Monte Carlo Concept Car goes up against Speed Slayer. But the Monte Carlo wiped out right in that whole turn area, so it goes to Speed Slayer. Aeroflash taking on, what's the casting called? 73 Ford Falcon XB. Aeroflash gets the win. Next up, Eruption versus McLaren P1. Eruption puts up another win for Fantasy Cars. Next up, 66 Nova Race Team Edition is taking on Cargoyle. Cargoyle gets the win. '85 Camaro IROC Z from the retro style Target series takes on Invader. Invader gets the win. Next up, we have the Firebird Race Team Edition taking on Clear Speeder. Reset. '70 Firebird gets the win. We got the, what's that car called on the right? 69 Chevelle SS 396 taking on the Radio Flyer Wagon. Radio Flyer Wagon gets the win. We have 8 Crate taking on 14 Copel Camaro. '14 Copel Camaro gets the win. We have Fandango taking on the Porsche Boxster. Fandango. Here's a legendary casting DR2 taking on the '84 Mustang SVO. DR2 gets the win. This is going to be a fast bunch. RD8 taking on the Jaguar XJ220. Reset. Jag XJ220 gets the win. Next up, we have the Viper RT10 taking on the GT Racer. How many times am I going to have to reset this? Reset again. GT Racer gets the win. Second to the last match. Here is the 2005 SEMA Mustang taking on Tire Fryer. '2005 Ford Mustang gets the win. And this time I reset it, the thing that right there. Finally, the last two. One of my favorite Ferraris, the F50, is taking on Symbolic. I don't know what happened to this car right here, but looks like it's out. Second time in a YouTube video that car has shocked me while not performing right. Maybe we'll give it a shot in a versus video. But anyway, here's who's moving on to the next round. A plethora of fantasy cars. But we still have some realistic cars that refuse to give up. Round 2 is coming up next. It is time for the second round, and now it's time to see if the realistic cars can actually move on. Because if at least one of them moves on and knocks the rest of the realistic cars, then that means we're going to move on to the next round here. But if not, it's over for them. So here we go. Volkswagen Golf Mark 7 is going to be taking on Road Rocket. No. What is it called? Road Rocket gets the win. We got 40-something against 11 Dodge Charger RT. Well, it looks like realistic cars are going to move on, but he has to survive the rest of these fantasy cars right here. Fast Fish is taking on 07 Chevy Tahoe. At least if they have this, they'll possibly survive. We have Dragster taking on 11, no, not 11 Charger, Dodge Charger Drift. Keeping the ball rolling here. Forgot to reset again. Dragster gets the win. Let's see if that 50th anniversary originals CCA Cougar can monster off this GT Racer. Nope. And he's on his roof. GT Racer wins. We have Dodge Concept Car taking on Limousine. Oh, Limousine edges out against the Concept Car within a mere seconds to get the win. Diesel Boy takes on the 67 Shelby GT500. There goes another car flying around, and that was the Shelby, but Diesel Boy gets the win. We have the 70 Pontiac Firebird taking on Side Draft. Another car flipping around, but Side Draft gets the win. GT Racers taking on the 14 Coppo Camaro. Another GT Racer wins. What's the car? Speed Slayer taking on Jaguar XJ220. XJ220 gives out a win for real cars. Aeroflash taking on 2005 SEMA Mustang. '2005 SEMA Mustang still keeps it going for these real cars right here. But now, since we have an abundance of real cars, these four have to take on these 8. So it's time to see what happens. Eruption will take on the 11 Dodge Charger RT. What you doing hitting your teammates like that? It's not nice. But I do know that he wins, though. Chevy Tahoe taking on Gargoyle. Tahoe gets the win. Let's see if the XJ220 can try to beat out Invader. Wow, Invader didn't even stand a chance. XJ220 gets the win. We got the wagon against the Mustang. Radio Flyer wagon. There's still 4 more fantasy cars left. Can these 3 realistic cars survive those 4? It's time to see what happens next. The Charger is now going to be taking on Rook. Oh wow, this is not the time for that to be happening. The Charger lost control and the Rook is now won. DR2 is now taking on the Tahoe. If the Tahoe messes up, then we have to count on the XJ220 to bring it home here. The Tahoe is now surviving. It's time to see if XJ220 can hold off the GT Racer. And the wheels are still spinning. Wow. XJ220 beat out a GT Racer. Let's see if the Tahoe can beat out Symbolic. We're heading to round 3. But the realistic castings are going to be in survival mode because they have to alternate and survive 9 fantasy cars. Round 3 is up next. Round 3, this is survival mode, and I keep on forgetting to switch these. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's a Saturday and my brain's not working. I don't know. But here we go. Round 3, survival modes. You already know it's going to be the Tahoe and the XJ220 racing, so I'm not going to say those names. But I'm going to say who they're going to have to survive against. Like, for instance, can the Tahoe survive Road Rockets? He survived Road Rocket. Let's see if Dragster can move on. Nope. XJ220 gets the win. I know this GT Racer is fast, but can he beat that Tahoe though? Okay. Yeah. I love this one. Okay. Wow. GT Racer knocked out a powerful vehicle. And he moves on to the next round. Thanks for coming, realistic cars. Let's see if the XJ220 can beat out the rest. It's up to the XJ220 to survive this limousine and the rest of the 5 fantasy castings. If it is not, then fantasy cars win for a 4th straight time, I think. This is the 4th time I'm doing realistics versus fantasy. I could be wrong. I'll tell you this much. If I'm wrong, I'll put the actual right one in the description of the video. Alright, XJ220 has to face off against Diesel Boy. He came close. He really came close this time. But XJ220 still survives. Ooh, this might be tough. Can he survive side draft? Time to see what happens. Nope, he can't do it. I'll say this much though, if it wasn't for that F50 and that Charger messing up, then I would have said that realistic cars would have had a chance, but nope. Bye-bye XJ220. Fantasy cars dominated yet again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Fantasy Cars yet again. They have finally beat Realistic Cars again. I wonder when will there be a day when Realistic Cars actually beat out Fantasy Cars. I don't know when that time will come, but I know this much. It will come sometime soon or maybe later. But until then, congratulations to the Fantasy Cars once again. I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. If you are brand new watching this video, be sure you subscribe. And also turn on the notifications bell as well. Well, it's your boy Chris Cage, and I'm coming at you 2 times. And we'll see you at the next video.